It's substantially more pleasant this year than it was last year. My only worry on this is 2 years.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the public hearing regarding the City of Oswego Climate Action Plan. Will the clerk please call the roll?
His Honor the Mayor.
Here.
Counselor Enright.
He is excused.
Counselor Myers.
He is excused.
Counselor Todd.
Here.
Counselor Walker. Here. Counselor Barlow. Counselor Van Buren.
Here.
Counselor Kaplowitz.
Here.
We have 5 present with 2 excused.
Thank you. I'm going to call the speakers to come up to the microphone. Simply give us your name and address. The first speaker for this is Amanda Sobchak.
Hello, my name is Amanda Sobchak. You want my address next?
Yes, if you can.
My personal address or work address? I don't live in Oswego, so I live in Syracuse, 37 Sherry Drive, Syracuse, New York.
Okay, to state what,
Pardon?
go ahead and state what you...
Oh, I'm here to present on the City of Oswego Climate Action Plan draft document.
Okay, thank you, Amanda.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So I do have just a brief presentation. I know everybody won't be able to see it, but it is pretty visual, so I just wanted to be able to provide some of the visuals for you here. So my name is Amanda Sobchak. I work for the Central New York Regional Planning and Development Board in the Energy Management Program. I'm here tonight to present the Oswego Draft Climate Action Plan document. We began this project a couple of years ago. Funding for the project is really through both a state and country or nationwide funding sources. So through the EPA Climate Showcase Communities program, as well as through the state's Climate Smart Communities program. The City of Oswego chose to adopt the Climate Smart Communities Pledge in 2010, and that really kind of started the process of the city doing some climate action planning work. We were able to assist the city with a grant through the Climate Showcase Communities program to perform some updates at the ice rink, including a new electric Zamboni. So that's kind of how this whole thing kind of got started. And then we proceeded into some more climate action planning work with the city, starting with their greenhouse gas inventory, which was completed in 2012 with the assistance of SUNY ESF students. And then we began with the climate action planning work starting in the summer of 2013. And again, we're here tonight to present a draft document that came out of the work that we've been doing since then. So just a tiny bit of background about the greenhouse gas inventory. I have two graphs here. The graph on the left is the results of the government emissions inventory. We did a baseline inventory of 2010 looking at energy use data from municipal facilities. And on the graph on the right is the result of the baseline emissions from 2010 for the community emissions. So basically, for the government emissions, the majority of emissions, well, it was kind of split evenly for municipal facilities, but the greatest emitting sector was the water delivery facilities at 26% of overall emissions, followed by the vehicle fleet sector and buildings and facilities sector. So those are some of the sectors that we really tried to focus on in the climate action plan. So we looked at a variety of different emissions reduction strategies that were specific to some of those sectors to try to reduce energy use and emissions for the city. This is the City of Oswego only. And then the graph on the right, community emissions, the majority of emissions came from the industrial energy sector, followed by the residential energy sector, transportation, and commercial energy, with waste making just about 1% of emissions. So again, this is just some baseline information that we used for the climate action planning work to investigate different emissions reduction strategies for both municipal facilities and the community at large. So those graphs had some numbers next to it, and any of the documents that you may see have some numbers next to it with units that are MTCO2E. That stands for metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. And what that is basically just a unit that we use to measure greenhouse gases. Because there are different greenhouse gases and they each have a different impact on the atmosphere, we have to kind of convert them to what their impact would be on the atmosphere if they were all equivalents of carbon dioxide. So just a little bit of reference what we're talking about in some of these figures and in the documents and in the presentation. Just the City of Oswego community emissions graph again is shown here, and I just wanted to provide you some sort of comparison for other communities in the region that we've worked with. A lot of people want to know, how are they doing compared to other local municipalities. So as you can see, the City of Oswego has a higher percentage of emissions from industrial energy than a lot of the other communities listed here. But it's really just dependent upon the makeup of the community, population, land use, and things like that. But just as a reference, I like to include this slide here. So again, developing the Climate Action Plan started with the emissions inventory. We then created a Climate Action Plan Advisory Committee that oversaw the whole process of this plan that we're presenting tonight. The committee came up with the target reductions of 20% overall reductions by the year 2030, and that's based again on the emissions inventory from 2010. We then created a strategy summary document and a Climate Action Plan document, which I'll explain in just a second. The strategy summary document is a very long technical appendix to the Climate Action Plan document. It explains all of the figures that we use to do energy savings, emission savings, and cost savings calculations for this for the Climate Action Plan. And it has all of the sourcing information included here. Again, it's very long and technical. It's for people who really want to get involved in all the nuts and bolts of the calculations that we did. Then we created a little more accessible document for the average community member to pick up, the actual Climate Action Plan document. This document, this is the table of contents page. It has a lot more background information about why did we do a Climate Action Plan, information about the city, about climate change, and then it has information about the emissions reduction strategies that we investigated with the help of the committee for this project. So I mentioned different sectors for the greenhouse gas inventory. There's different pages in the Climate Action Plan document that correspond to those emission sectors. So this page, for example, is specific to transportation and has the energy and emissions reduction strategies that are specific to transportation. There's also pages like this for energy efficiency, waste, and natural resources. Again, the Climate Action Plan document is a lot more visual. There's charts, graphs, pictures to help people understand easier and to want to get involved in this process. Again, the Climate Action Plan document should be something that the average community member can pick up and understand where they might fit into the city's goals. And so I'm not going to go into all of the emissions reduction strategies that we talked about, but I'm just going to quickly list off the top emission savings strategies that we looked into. For municipal operations, they were energy efficiency retrofits of existing facilities, municipal solar PV installation, and instating a Police on Bicycles program. And then for the community side, the top 3 emissions reduction strategies were reducing vehicle miles traveled, converting to electric vehicles, and expanding bicycle infrastructure. So these are some of the strategies that we looked into, and there's a lot more information in the plan and in the strategy summary document about these. But these were all agreed upon as goals for the community and for the city by the advisory committee. And a lot of these strategies that we included, for example, electric vehicle charging stations, are consistent with statewide goals. So, for example, the Charge New York initiative created by the governor. So a lot of these strategies, that we're not just, shooting in the dark and throwing out things that aren't going to be backed by statewide funding or assistance. So just wanted to point that out as well. And another example of a successful strategy that we included in the plan is residential solar PV installation. There's programs, solarized programs that are going on throughout the state and throughout the country that are really successful at reducing costs to residents and business owners who want to install solar and reduce their energy use and emissions that way. And all of these things are programs and projects that the Regional Planning and Development Board would like to assist the city with implementing going forward. So you're not really on your own here. We're here to help. So the next steps with the Climate Action Plan are adoption by the City Council, promoting the plan, and really just project development and plan implementation, again with the assistance of the Regional Planning and Development Board. And we really would like to assist with similar projects to the ice rink updates, any of the other strategies that I mentioned before that are in the plan, or anything else that you can think of that we may have left out. We're here to help. And with that, I just wanted to open it for any questions to anyone. Mm-hmm.
I know you only gave us the top 3,
Right.
but in the rest of the list, is there anything, since the school is so high in industrial pollution,
Mm-hmm.
is there anything in that list that addresses that?
There is. There's different strategies for industrial and commercial sectors. I'm off the top of my head, I'm just thinking there's some strategies specific to the energy use of the industrial facilities. So things like powering down at night or turning off lights or lighting retrofits or building retrofits. So updating HVAC equipment in those facilities are all included in the plan. Yes, Mary? Any other questions?
Any other questions?
Okay, thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Ms. Sobczak. Thank you. No other questions, could I get a motion? Councilor Walker. Councilor Barlow.
Counselor Todd. Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Barlow.
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren.
Yes.
Counselor Capelitz.
Vote to adjourn.
The motion passes 502.
That concludes that public hearing. I would like to begin the next one, which is regarding the proposed 2015 city operating budget. A motion?
Nope, we need to do roll
Oh,
call.
I'm sorry, call the roll.
His Honor the Mayor.
Here.
Counselor Enright. Counselor Myers.
He is excused.
Counselor Todd.
Here.
Counselor Walker.
Here.
Counselor Barlow.
Here.
Counselor Van Buren.
Here.
Counselor Capelitz.
Here.
We have 5 present with 2 excused.
I have a motion to discuss the proposed 2015 budget. Counselor Van Buren, Counselor Walker. Public hearing. Oh, I'm sorry. Does anybody want to say, to address the public hearing? Seeing none? Oh, yes, Counselor Van Buren. Motion to adjourn. Second, Counselor Walker.
Counselor Todd.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Barlow.
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren.
Yes.
Counselor Capelitz.
Yes.
The resolution passes 502.
Adjourn that public hearing. The next public hearing is regarding the proposed local law number 4 of the year 2014, a local law authorizing the property tax levy in excess of the limit established in general municipal law, section 3C.
His Honor the Mayor,
Here.
Counselor Enright,
He's excused.
Counselor Myers,
He's excused.
Counselor Todd,
Here.
Counselor Walker,
Here.
Counselor Barlow,
Here.
Counselor Van Buren,
Here.
Counselor Kaplowitz.
Here.
We have 5 present with 2 excused.
Is there anyone in the assembly who would like to address the public? Hearing none, motion to adjourn. Counselor Van Buren, Counselor Todd, second. Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd,
Yes.
Counselor Walker,
Yes.
Counselor Barlow,
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren,
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz.
Yes.
The resolution passed, or the motion passes 502.
Let's see, the next one is, the next public hearing is regarding the City of Oswego Housing Choice Voucher Program, 5-year plan for 2015-2019. Is there anyone here? Oh, call the roll.
His Honor the Mayor,
Here.
Counselor Enright,
He's excused.
Counselor
He's
Myers,
excused.
Counselor Todd,
Here.
Counselor Walker,
Here.
Counselor Barlow,
Here.
Counselor Van Buren,
Here.
Counselor Kaplowitz.
Here.
We have 5 present with 2 excused.
We do have one person who would like to address us. That's Donna Scanlon. Ms. Scanlon, give us your name and address, please.
My address is a work address. It's 46 East Bridge Street, Oswego, New York. I'm here tonight on behalf to urge the council to adopt this plan. In case you don't know who I am, my name is Donna Scanlon. I work for Oswego County. I've been with the county a long time, 20-some years. Don't like to admit that. My first job there was the Section 8 administrator for Oswego County. It's since changed names, and actually the program's gotten a lot better, in my opinion. And it's also, I want to urge the council to adopt this plan because the housing voucher program is probably one of the best government programs that we've had, and it's sustained through time. And it's really been able to benefit not only low and moderate income people, but also landlords, and if you find it also benefits the local area, because people that don't have well-paying jobs, they have more spendable money because they're receiving rental assistance, and they're able to go to work, they're able to pay their rent, and they're able to, you know, kind of catch up and get ahead until they can get back on their feet. And that's when the program brought in the Family Self-Sufficiency Program, which is also in the plan. Even though I know that 2 people have become homeowners since 2010, and that might not seem like a lot, but for someone coming from low income up to being able to purchase a home and be a part of your community, that's like a great accomplishment and something that the City of Oswego really should sustain and keep going. And Oswego County, we have less vouchers, and we're spread out over the whole county. And it's just really a needed piece of your community. So I encourage you to also do it. Oh, and I have to mention that our office runs the fair housing for the county and for the Oswego County Local Law number 4 of 19, whatever. And that's part of your small cities applications and many government programs, is that you have to be in compliance with fair housing laws. And this is one way to do it, and it's an easy way to do it, and everyone benefits, from tenants to landlords to the community. So I encourage you to, you know, pass this tonight. Thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Scanlon. Is there anyone else who would like to make any comments
On that or something else?
on this particular hearing?
No, sorry.
We'll have a public session, right?
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Seeing none, can I have Councilor Van Buren, Councilor Walker? Please call the roll. Yes.
Counselor Walker,
Yes.
Counselor Barlow,
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren,
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz.
Yes.
The motion passes 502.
Seeing now that it is now 7:15, we will begin the public session. This concludes the final public hearing. Public session can begin now. Mercedes, if you'd like to make a comment now, this is the public session.
And I apologize, I got stuck in traffic, and there was a crash on 481.
Oh,
Um,
so you're
good-
right on time.
Okay, thank you. Good evening. My name is Mercedes Neese. I live at 128 Erie Street. I'm in the 5th Ward. And I am privileged to be a citizen of the city of Oswego. I am honored to be so. I spoke about the importance of caring for the Cahill building a few weeks ago. And I just wanted to share with you some signatures on petitions. I have about 130 names or so that we were able to just quickly get together of people that do want to urge the council to please do whatever you can to care for the building. It says, "We, the undersigned, ask that you and the City of Oswego," this is Honorable City of Oswego Common Council and Mayor Gillen, "utilize resources necessary to secure the Cahill building and prevent further damage. Furthermore, we ask that you do all you can to seek out a developer that will preserve and restore this important National Register of Historic Places building. As one of the oldest structures in our city, it is an important part of Oswego's history and will be an asset to our cultural and heritage when preserved for future generations to come." And so I would like to submit this to the council. We do appreciate the work that you folks do, and certainly all the concerns that there are in the city, but we do feel that once this building is restored and preserved and developed, it would become a huge asset to our waterfront and to the quality of life of our community. So if I could present this to the council, I would appreciate doing that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to make any comments? Miles. Rebecca.
I've always thought of myself as being a big contributor to any kind of ideas here. My idea on that Cahill building, and I know Bill's not going to be happy with what I'm going to say to him, but I say bulldoze it down, and I don't care about any square building to replace it, like some lady said a couple weeks ago here. The thing to do with that building, you know how much money you're going to be putting into that thing to get it back online? Even the part that's arced along the wall there, I really don't like to see that kind of money being spent on a building. I don't like the money that is being spent on that lighthouse either. I don't care if it's a bad choice here. Those two buildings, and including McCrory building, that should be sold. Everything should be sold to some entrepreneur who is crazy enough to take it over. How would you use that lighthouse anyway? I don't know. I'm just having a tough time with these monumental, historic buildings. There's a book in that library, Mercedes, that will teach you from Washington, D.C., all the buildings they took down that were historic, and they took them down. These buildings are not appealing to tourists, okay? They are not, all right? If they are, I'd like to see the sailboater, because that's all they are. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Any other comments? Hearing none, so I will adjourn the public session. The regular meeting will begin at 7:30.
You gaveled.
Councilors, please be seated. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Will the clerk please call the roll?
His Honor the Mayor. Councilor Enright.
He is excused.
Councilor Myers.
He is excused.
Councilor Todd.
Here.
Councilor Walker.
Here.
Councilor Barlow.
Here.
Councilor Van Buren.
Here.
Councilor Kaplowitz.
Here.
We have 5 present with 2 excused.
Thank you. Under the mayor's report, obviously the first I'd like to wish is everyone a happy Thanksgiving. I think it's one of those great family holidays, and hopefully you spend it with your family and your friends. It also is the beginning of the Christmas season, the holiday season. So what we're going to be seeing this weekend is Light Up Oswego. Now, Light Up Oswego is a new event that's taking place Saturday, the 29th. It's being planned by local community members in cooperation with the Oswego City County Youth Bureau. It's a free family event, and it's meant to encourage everyone to get out, enjoy the holiday season together as a community. The celebration will kick off the holiday season in Oswego with activities beginning as early as 10 a.m. that day. The Toys for Tots, a day of sharing, which takes place every year at the Lake Ontario Conference Center, will feature activities like Santa's arrival by fire truck and pictures with Santa, and you bring a toy to donate to the Oswego County Toys for Tots. There will also be a special Children with Disabilities Hour with Santa, which will run from 10 to 11 at the Toys for Tots event to allow for a quiet, more sensory time when Santa can meet with the children. The events overall with the city are going to start at St. Joseph's Rec Center around 1 o'clock. The day will continue with multiple events to include a shopping expo, parade, business, storefront lighting, downtown vendors, and a few more surprises as the committee continues to build in a new community-wide celebration. At 5 o'clock to 5:30, the Oswego High School Choir will perform and sing Christmas music, and the annual tree lighting ceremony will begin here at City Hall in the Civic Plaza at 6 p.m. Now, many of the restaurants and the businesses are going to be open during the day and after the tree lighting to offer holiday shopping and dining specials as part of Small Business Saturday. Residents are encouraged to support our local businesses by making plans to shop local during our holiday season. Having just gone through the budget, our greatest revenue generator is our sales tax. So if you can really help your community and help the local businesses by shopping locally, that money stays within the city of Oswego, and that's the goal. So I would encourage everyone to go to our beautiful downtown and celebrate the holiday season this weekend and for the whole season. I guess that's all I have to say here. We do have new lights that are going to be coming up. You're going to see some new decorations, hopefully more fun, community-based holiday kickoff. Do any of the councilors have anything they'd like to? Any comments? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Councilor Van Buren.
I just wanted to respond to the historic Miles Becker. While I disagree with some of his tones regarding the Coleman's building, I did want to just state one piece that I took away from this whole process, and I believe it actually is the process in which we sold the building and how we accepted offers. I believe whatever we do moving forward, whatever the lawsuit ends up, whatever we do, I would like to see a more transparent policy when we go to sell buildings like this. These are assets to the community. Regardless of the state that they're in now, the public has concerns and questions about them, and I think that having them a part of the conversation and how they want to handle it brings us together as a community and puts us on a track to see what they want to see in their city happen, and I think that's something that we lost in the last process. That's my only concern about this moving forward.
Thank you, Councilor. Any other comments? Seeing none, will the clerk please call Resolution 500?
Resolution 500 would approve the minutes of the Common Council meeting held November 10th, 2014.
Councilor Kaplowitz, Councilor Van Buren. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilor Todd?
Yes.
Councilor Walker?
Yes.
Councilor Barlow?
Yes.
Councilor Van Buren?
Yes.
Councilor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
The resolution passes 502.
Please call Resolution 501.
Resolution 501 would appoint William White, Commissioner of Deeds.
Councilor Walker. Councilor Van Buren. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilor Todd?
Yes.
Councilor Walker?
Yes.
Councilor Barlow?
Yes.
Councilor Van Buren?
Yes.
Councilor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
The resolution passes 502.
Please call Resolution 502.
Resolution 502 would accept a donation of equipment for use by the Animal Control Department.
Councilor Barlow. Councilor Todd. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilor Todd?
Yes.
Councilor Walker?
Yes.
Councilor Barlow?
Yes.
Councilor Van Buren?
Yes.
Councilor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
The resolution passes 502.
Please call Resolution 503.
Resolution 503 would authorize the mayor to execute a lease agreement with Mark Fuller, proprietor of Fuller's Fitness, for property located at the Flexo Wire site.
Council Barlow, Council Capelitz. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Capelitz?
Yes.
The resolution passes 502.
Please call Resolution 504.
Resolution 504 would authorize the mayor to execute an extension of the lease agreement with Wayne's Drug Store for property located at 24 through 26 West Cayuga Street.
Council Capelitz. Council Van Buren. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Todd?
Abstain. Conflict of interest.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Capelitz?
Yes.
The resolution passes for 1 abstention and 2 absent.
Please call Resolution 505.
Resolution 505 would authorize the mayor to sign change order number 3 with W.D. Malone Trucking and Excavating Incorporated for project modifications to the sanitary sewer rehabilitation 10th Street Basin project.
Council Van Buren. Council. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Capelitz?
Yes.
The resolution passes 502.
Please call Resolution 506.
Resolution 506 would authorize the mayor to sign change order number 5 with W.D. Malone Trucking and Excavating Incorporated for project modifications to the combined sewer rehabilitation first 25% project.
Council Capelitz. Council Barlow. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Capelitz?
Yes.
The resolution passes 502.
Please call Resolution 507.
Resolution 507 would authorize the city chamberlain to execute the necessary accounting procedures to prepare all funds for the year 2014 closure.
Councilor Van Buren and Councilor Barlow. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Capelitz?
Yes.
The resolution passes 502.
Please call Resolution 508.
Resolution 508 would approve training for the planning and zoning members.
Councilor Van Buren. Councilor Capelitz. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Capelitz?
Yes.
The resolution passes 502.
Please call Resolution 509.
Resolution 509 would approve a transfer of funds from within the Department of Public Works.
Councilor Walker. And Councilor Barlow. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Capelitz?
Yes.
The resolution passes 502.
Please call Resolution 510.
Resolution 510 would approve the City of Oswego Climate Action Plan.
Capelitz. Councilor Van Buren. Is there any discussion? Councilor Todd.
Well, I think that this is all a noble effort. I find the final solution pretty untenable. My fear is that it could eventually tie our hands in the future. I think the money and the time spent the state is using to implement this could be much better spent dedicated to our infrastructure here in the city, and also for our dilapidated buildings. I also do not want to be controlled by some regional committee that does not live here. Not to mention the exorbitant cost bestowed upon business owners to retrofit their buildings or to install solar energy. As far as the police on bicycles, while useful for small quality of life patrols, day-to-day police work, it's impractical and it's also unsafe. As far as electric vehicles, currently the cost is exceptionally prohibitive. Again, I think that in theory these are all good ideas. However, we have a hard enough time attracting business here, and creating more obstacles will not help that any better. When all the communities and all the states across this country have to follow these same rules, I'll support it. Until then, I want us all on an equal playing field, so I'll be voting no.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments? Yes, Councilor Capelitz.
Yes, Your Honor. It's the Climate Action Plan, if you reviewed it, was also something this council agreed to do several years ago. In exchange, we've already received some funding. We have an electric Zamboni now in Cullen Rink. We have an air exchange unit to go along with that. We also have solar panels that were also a part of what was supposed to be an overall game plan. And approving a climate action plan is a commitment that we made several years ago. And looking at what's there, I don't think there's nothing there that ties our hands or says that we're going to get fined $1,500 a day if we don't do it. I think there's a lot of good ideas in there. And I certainly would encourage this council to support the climate action plan and embrace that, if not all, at least some of that plan. I think it's a very good idea.
Thank you. Again, all this money that Councilor Capowitz refers to that we've received has all been in grant money, and it's all taxpayer money. And again, we continue to lose jobs, businesses, people that live here in this state because our taxes are too high. And everybody thinks this is free money. It's not. It's coming out of the state budget. It's only a certain amount that we get. And it keeps driving businesses out of here with regulations and mandates that other states don't have to follow. Again, we have massive infrastructure problems. And listen, I'm all for this green technology. I think it's great. Anybody that doesn't think climate control or climate change is happening probably isn't paying attention. However, you just need to look at the back of the mayor and realize we've got other things that we need to work on first. I'm not saying that some of this stuff isn't good, but I think some of it's impractical. I don't believe police on bicycles serve the community in any way. I mean, as our Democrat counterparts in the county legislature continually point out to us, electric vehicles are expensive. They don't want the county to have them. Instead, we want to push them down on us. All this stuff is great. And in a perfect world, and we had the money to go do it, I think that we should support it. But when I've got pipes that run under the city taking our water and sidewalks and roads that all need to be fixed, I'd say we should spend all the state money, use it all for grants, and they should dedicate it to fixing our infrastructure, and then we'll work on this other stuff. I mean, Miles makes a good point. When you talk about our facilities that generate all these gases, well, we don't have any facilities in the city. I mean, somebody mentioned NRG, but as Miles states, they don't operate. They sell their emissions credits. They're not using them here. That's why they're down. They're selling them. And again, this is all great, but we could better be using this money. Now, what happens if somebody wants to come in here and do a business and they look at it like our 2020 vision plan and they've got to come through and they've got to follow all the tactics of that. Now they've got to follow our green initiatives and they've got to install solar and it's another hurdle for a business to jump over, which is great if every community in every state had to follow the same rules. But when we put rules here in the city of Oswego that other communities and other states don't have to follow, we burden ourselves and we make it so business doesn't want to come here. We shouldn't put any unfair burdens on ourselves that we don't already have. I'm not going to be supporting this. I think it's great, but it just isn't practical.
I need to respond to that. You know, I think, you know, Councilor Todd makes a lot of good points, and he does. Certainly, we have lots of priorities, and where does the climate action plan fit into this? I think some elements of that are probably very important to the city, others are not. But we also have, you know, this is a long-range plan. This is 2030 is when we're reaching out to. And over the next 16 years, if there's some opportunities to implement portions of that plan that are strategic, you talk about, you know, repairing infrastructure and stormwater obviously is one of them. Well, that climate action plan deals with things that deal with stormwater and stormwater runoff, which I think are very compatible with some of the things that we're talking about doing here in this city now. This is just it's a plan. It's not a rule. It's not a regulation. It's not something that somebody is going to fine us, as I said before, $1,500 a day if we don't do it. It's just a plan with good ideas, several of which are implementable in the way we do business every day. Others, maybe in the next 5 or 10 years, they'll become more crystal clear as to the importance of them. I just think it's nice to have, you know, not just living for today, but living for tomorrow, and that climate action plan talks about the next 15 years. Thank you.
Councilor Capelitz mentions that this isn't finable, that this isn't anything. Well, the 2020 vision plan isn't either. And constantly businesses run up against problems within that they have to follow and mandate. So if this is all voluntary and this is all stuff that's just a suggestion, we don't need a council resolution to follow suggestions. We can put this out as a guide, let the people within the community have a choice to pick from it if they decide to, whether they're a business to come through here, without passing it as a council resolution, that at some point, when they come before planning and zoning or some other committee that we don't answer to, that they've got choices that aren't mandated upon them. Let it be merely a suggestion that they have. I'm all for that. I think that these are great suggestions that they should have, but I'm not in favor at all of voting for something that could be binding and put somebody in a position that doesn't come here as a business, because they might have to go with all green technology or all solar that they don't have to do 20 miles down the road.
Counselor Todd?
No.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Capelitz?
Yes.
The resolution passes 4-1-2. Resolution 511 would approve the City of Oswego Housing Choice Voucher Program 5-year plan for the years 2015 through 2019.
I just wanted to thank Bev Mulcahy from that office. She met with several of us and gave a nice presentation about it and answered some questions and put together some of the things that we could do in the future to address some concerns that the council had. I think she did a nice job, and she's a value to that office if anyone has questions about the HUD program or needs to reach out. So I just wanted to say thank you for that.
Any other comments?
I just echo Councilor Van Buren's. I think it's important for everyone to understand clearly what the facts are regarding this program. And I'm not going to spiel them all out here now, but I certainly would encourage anybody that has what they think is an understanding or apprehension about the program and what it means to this community. I think, Bev Mulcahy and others at Community Development would be very proud of folks that are administering this program. And I think it's important for the community to understand just the population that they are serving and what it means to this community.
Any other comments?
Counselor Todd?
No, without reductions.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Capelitz?
Yes.
The resolution passes 4-1-2.
Please call Resolution 512.
Resolution 512 would approve a local law number 4 of the year 2014, a local law authorizing a property tax levy in excess of the limit established by General Municipal Law, Section 3-C.
Councilor Van Buren, Councilor Barlow. Is there any discussion? Comments? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Capelitz?
Yes.
The resolution passes 5-0-2.
Please call Resolution 513.
Resolution 513 would approve proposed 2015 city operating budget.
Councilor Capelitz, Councilor Van Buren. Any discussion? Councilor Capelitz.
Your Honor, I'd like to introduce a series of amendments to this budget. And I believe we will need to deal with each of these individually and not collectively. 513A would be the first amendment that I would offer up for consideration by the council.
Oh, that's right. It is. Councilor Van Buren. This is for 513. Any discussion?
Shall I read it?
Yes, please.
Resolution 513A is a motion to amend Resolution Number 513 dated November 24th, 2014.
I will be supporting this amendment because of our numbers tonight, but I do disagree with the removal of this position. We talked about it a little bit on that night.
This resolution is just to amend.
We haven't got to that yet.
Oh, I thought we were doing that.
Counselor Todd.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Barlow.
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren.
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz.
Yes.
The resolution passes 502.
That was 513A for clarification,
Yes.
correct? Thank you.
No, that's 513. 513.
513A.
Was a motion to amend 513.
Made a motion to amend 513.
513B. All right. Clerk, please call the roll. 513B.
Resolution 513B is a motion to amend Resolution Number 513 dated November 24th, 2014 regarding planning personnel services.
Kaplowitz?
Like I started saying, I will be supporting this because of our numbers tonight, but I disagree with the removal of this position. We talked about this during the workshops. I believe it's important for the city to have a plan moving forward, and I think having a professional in that role to start developing master plans gives the city predictability that it needs. One of the things I took away from last year's budget process was that the community itself wanted to know what it was that the council was going to do and how it was going to move forward. And I think having a position like this adds continuity that transcends what administrations are going to do. It really helps create documents that the community wants to generate and allows that to keep moving forward regardless of changes in political seats or the councilors or the mayor that's elected. I know that we talked a little bit about using interns to do that, and I think to get the interns that we need for this position, they would probably come from a school that's not around here. I don't believe SUNY offers a degree in this, and I think it's important for us to hire, if we were going to move forward with doing something like this, to hire someone that has a vested interest in our community. I think it makes sense to have someone that would be from around here and care in what direction that we're moving forward with to fill this role.
Any other comments?
I'd like to agree with Councilor Van Buren. I also think that this position needs to stay in. Discussions that we've had with the ORA, and discussions we've had of what direction we need to go forward in order to bring up our infrastructure and our assessed value here in the city of Oswego. I believe that it's someplace in the city that we've been clearly lacking for probably the last 30 years. And I think it's essential if we do want to go forward, as the public's demanding, that we have the tools there before us that can help us get to that point. I think this is one of the essential components that I think we should have.
Thank you. Any other comments? Council Paul.
Yes, Your Honor. Yeah, we did discuss this at great length, and I give a lot of credit to our planning and zoning director for the work that she has done to date and the actions that she's taking, including what I think is very bold in her first year, and that is to include request to add a Planner 1. Well, I don't necessarily disagree philosophically with the need for a Planner 1. I just think the timing is off. This position, as she requested it, would be a 6-month, would start in July. And I'm just, I look realistically at the hiring process and the time it takes to kind of get your feet planted on the ground, and I'm looking at this expenditure in 2015 as I'm not sure we're going to get our money's worth out of 2015, and that's why the suggestion was made to reach out and have some interns work with the planning department and really identify and develop a need for the position. I say it was a great discussion on the floor when we had it during budget, and it certainly still is here. And obviously, some folks have different sentiments, but I just feel that at this time it's just too soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Council Van Buren.
I've heard mention of the need being generated before, and I think Councilor Todd made a good point, just bringing up the ORA. And they've had a study done to address the marketability of the city as well as the housing market and what we're doing moving forward. And I think the timing is off. I wish it would have done years ago. I think what you saw with the ORA, if you use them as a microcosm, they developed a plan, instituted that plan, and immediately saw the benefits. They put that plan in place, implemented it in the neighborhoods, had a large number of participants come forward from the residents, and we saw a direct, almost 4-to-1 correlation of what we got back from that plan. Those were all private dollars, none of them were city dollars. But the city of Geneva, who at one point was in worse shape than Oswego, dug into this process and used that to turn themselves around. And that was really an important change in what they did to better their community. They have an Office of Neighborhood Initiatives, I believe, that does exactly what the ORA does for Oswego, except it's done in their municipal level. And I think seeing what they decided to do and implement by having planners, zoning administrators, those type of things in place in their office, you saw the benefits of where Geneva is now, and I think it's important for us to move forward doing that same model.
Well, I agree with Councilor Capowitz that the timing is awful. When you're in a hole, you don't try and get out of the hole, you stay in a hole. As Eric mentioned, the ORA has instituted a plan, and we've seen huge benefits from it. And these processes that we're putting in place, that we're getting a 4-to-1 return on our dollar for these investments in these communities, can only continue to get better. The timing's never going to be good for this. But if we don't stop the free fall of our assessments, and this position helps us get to that point where we stop that, we're going to continue to get deeper into this hole and we'll never get out. I couldn't agree more that the timing is awful, and this is a position that is trying to get us out of that hole. I just would like to see it stay in, but I just think it's an important piece to get us to where the citizens of the city are that want us to get there. I think this is one of those ways to do it.
Any other comments?
Counselor Todd.
Yes?
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Barlow.
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren.
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz.
No.
The resolution passes 4-1-2.
Clerk, please call resolution. Did you hear that? The vote to...
Yes, I voted as I have right now. I'm not sure I can change it.
More votes to...
Correct.
We have enough votes.
Yes, we knew we were removing it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, hold on. I thought that we had to have 5 votes for this to move forward. That was my understanding when we were going into this. If that's the case, I'm voting no. I voted yes because I believe this is going to throw the process off and affect our tax rate, or we would need to have a recess. I stated my no. I mean, I want to keep the position in. I understood that we needed a higher number for this to stay into the budget.
Mayor,
Yes.
can we get a 5-minute recess, please?
Sure. Okay. 5 minutes. Get this straight. Do we have to vote this? Yes, Council Captain.
Yes, Your Honor. On 513B, which we just voted on, it is just my own misunderstanding that a no vote was voting it down. And I would respectfully request that I change my vote to yes.
To vote it down.
He wants to take it out.
I want to take the position down. And that is my position, yes.
Okay. We need to vote.
Let's run the vote again.
Yeah,
And this is to remove the position from the budget. Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
No.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
So the resolution passes 4-1-2.
All right, will the clerk please call resolution 513?
Resolution 513C is a motion to amend Resolution Number 513 dated November 24th, 2014, regarding the decrease in the planning miscellaneous.
Mr. Walker? No. Any discussion? Seeing none, clerk please call the roll.
Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
The resolution passes 5-0-2.
Clerk, please call resolution 413D.
Resolution 513D is a motion to amend Resolution Number 513 dated November 24th, 2014, regarding the decrease in police personnel services.
Ms. Kaplowitz, Counsel Van Buren, any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
The resolution passes 5-0-2.
Please call resolution 513E.
Resolution 513E is a motion to amend Resolution Number 513 dated November 24th, 2014, regarding the decrease in the fire personnel services overtime.
Counsel Walker and Counsel Barlow. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
The resolution passes 5-0-2.
Please call resolution 513.
Resolution 513F is a motion to amend Resolution Number 513 dated November 24th, 2014, regarding the increase in tourism contractual services.
Ms. Kaplowitz. Counsel Van Buren. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
The resolution passes 5-0-2.
Please call resolution 513G.
Resolution 513G is a motion to amend Resolution Number 513 dated November 24th, 2014, regarding the increase in personnel contingent account.
Counsel Van Buren, Counsel Walker. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
The resolution passes 5-0-2.
Please call resolution 513H.
Resolution 513H is a motion to amend Resolution Number 513 dated November 24th, 2014, regarding the increase in miscellaneous expense programs for the aging.
Counsel Barlow. And Counsel Todd. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
The resolution passes 5-0-2.
Clerk, please call resolution 514.
No. We're going to go back to Resolution 513 as amended. Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
The resolution passes 5-0-2 as amended.
Please call resolution 514.
Resolution 514 would waive the rules of the Common Council to present resolutions number 515 and 516 from the floor without committee consideration.
Counsel Kaplowitz, Counsel Barlow. Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
The resolution passes 5-0-2.
Please call resolution 515.
Resolution 515 would authorize property located at 108 East 6th Street to be listed with Fitzgibbons Real Estate and sold at fair market value.
Counsel Walker. Counsel Van Buren. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
The resolution passes 5-0-2.
Please call resolution 516.
Resolution 516 would authorize property located at 375 Mitchell Street to be listed with Fitzgibbons Real Estate and sold at fair market value.
Counsel Todd. And Counsel Barlow. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Tahn?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
The resolution passes 502.
Any unfinished business?
Move to adjourn, Your Honor.
Second, Council Van Buren. Please call the roll.
Counselor Tahn? Counselor Walker? Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
The motion passes 502.
The meeting is adjourned.
Guys number?
And to save your goddamn
I don't
life.
think that's ever happened.